All right, Alex, you've had quite a journey. We've got some French, we've got some Australian, we've got some Atlanta overtime, all made up into a potential #1 draft pick. Take me through this journey about how each stop along the way has brought us here.
I left home when I was 14 to go to Spain, played for Real Madrid for 2 years. Then I joined OT when I was 16. It was 2 great years there, a lot of growth. And then obviously my last year I played in the NBL for the Perth Wildcats.
How did your game develop in Europe, Australia, and the States?
I was growing all the way until when I left OT, I think. That's when I really grew into my body. And last year was my first professional year. And, I think I got really more physical. My skill set got better. And I got better as an all-around player.
It's a different game. I mean, it's physical in Australia, more finesse in Europe, trying to do a little bit of both in the States. How did your game change at each stop?
Yeah, I think it just evolved, like each stop made me learn something new, a new way of playing the game, whether it was in America or Australia, it's kind of different, but at the end of the day, it's still basketball, and you play it the way you want to play it.
We've seen great success with international players, certainly recently. The MVPs are all international of late. What is it about the international basketball that has really transitioned well into the NBA?
I think it just shows the amount of talent that it's in Europe right now and in Africa all over. There's a lot of untapped potential there of young players coming out, and there's great role models in the league right now doing a hell of a job.
What's the one aspect of your game, though, that it's got to take that next step up?
Yeah, I can always be a more consistent shooter, so that's what I'm working on right now this offseason.
How will you be doing that?
It's just getting more reps, like getting more shots up, shooting the ball and getting comfortable.
You played in Atlanta for a little bit at OT. They have the #1 draft pick. Why should the Atlanta Hawks take you #1?
Because I'm the best player in the draft, but other than that, I'll say, just my versatility, whether it's on offense or on defense. I think I can play a lot of positions offensively, and defensively I can guard a lot of different positions.
You're not Victor Wembanyama in terms of size, obviously, but potentially we could have back-to-back years, again, of international players. What does that say? Also, that have a French background, in terms of where we are here in the NBA and with anyone who's got any, relation to France.
It's really nice, there's a lot of new French players, Victor, Bilal last year. Now there's a lot coming up, there's also Zach in this year's draft. So it just shows, the level of our national team, over the next few years, we're gonna have a really good team.
What's happening there that has translated so well, specifically in France, you think, to the NBA?
Same thing. I think it's just a lot of talent over there, a lot of potential, guys that really know how to play basketball, I think, and that's what separates us.
You also, as you said, you've had to bounce around at a young age. How did that help you mature and get you ready to be a professional athlete?
Yeah, I think, sacrificing early was really something that made me the player I am today. Realizing really early that, I had one goal and I started working for it when I was ever since I started playing basketball, but I think it got really real when I left home at 14.
How have you been able to handle not being with your family as much as most sort of normal teenagers?
I feel like just understanding why I'm doing it and always remembering my goal.
How have you stayed humble?
Just, talking to my friends, talking to all the people that I know from back in the day. It's a good way to stay humble, and other than that, I think I'm a pretty level-headed person. So I think hearing my name called on draft night is going to be really special, sharing that moment with my brother, my parents, and all my family. It's going to mean a lot. It's just the first step, but it's a big achievement, with all the hard work I put in and all the hours, the different places I've been to, it's a real blessing.